Hey there and welcome to today's video. In this video, we'll discuss the highly anticipated fourth chapter of the G.I. Joe film series. Complex revealed in May 2020 that a fourth G.I. Joe film was in the works. Fans of the series have been waiting for any word about the forthcoming picture with bated breath. So without further ado, let's get into everything we know so far about G.I. Joe 4. Since its beginning in the 1960s, the G.I. Joe franchise has been a cherished part of popular culture. The series began as an action figure line and subsequently grew into comic books, cartoon TV programs, and movies. The franchise revolves around the G.I. Joes, a squad of highly trained soldiers charged with defending the world from different threats, both foreign and local. The first three G.I. Joe films, G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra, G.I. Joe: Retaliation, and Snake Eyes, were all box office hits, earning over $1 billion globally. Despite their success, however, the franchise has had its fair share of criticism, with some fans feeling that the movies have strayed too far from the source material. At the moment, little is known about the storyline of G.I. Joe 4. However, based on the events of the prior films, it's fair to infer that the Joes will face a new foe. In the first film, the Joes fought against Cobra, a wicked organization headed by the villainous Destro. The Joes were betrayed by their own government in the second film, forcing them to flee while contending with a new Cobra danger. The Joes were notably absent in the most recent feature, Snake Eyes, with the film instead focusing on the origin tale of one of the franchise's most famous characters. Given the lack of information about the plot of G.I. Joe 4, it's unclear what the Joes will be up against this time around. However, it's safe to say that fans of the franchise will be excited to see their favorite characters back in action. As of now, no formal cast confirmations for G.I. Joe 4 have been announced. Many of the franchise's most famous figures, however, are expected to return. Characters such as Duke, Scarlet, Roadblock, and Snake Eyes are included. It's also conceivable that the series will debut new characters for fans to adore. Many fans of the series are expecting that the film will include some of the more minor characters from the books and cartoon programs. At this point, it's unknown who will produce G.I. Joe 4. However, based on the previous films' popularity, it's possible that the franchise will reintroduce one of the previous directors. The first film was directed by Stephen Sommers, while the second was directed by John M. Chu. Snake Eyes was redirected by Robert Schwentke. One option is that the series will hire a new director, someone with new ideas and a fresh take on the character. Whoever ends up handling G.I. Joe 4 must have a solid grasp of the brand, as well as reverence for its source material. Unfortunately, no official release date for G.I. Joe 4 has been set as of yet. However, considering that the film was allegedly in development in May 2020, it's conceivable that it will be released in 2023 or 2024. Of course, this is all conjecture, and we'll have to wait for a formal statement from the studio before we know for certain. So what can G.I. Joe 4 supporters anticipate from the franchise? Based on the previous films, fans can anticipate plenty of action, pyrotechnics, and larger-than-life set pieces. The G.I. Joe series is renowned for its outrageous action scenes, and fans will be hoping that the fourth installment delivers in that regard. Along with the excitement, fans will be looking for a compelling narrative and well-developed characters. Many fans of the series have panned the previous films for a lack of character development and dependence on theatrics. If G.I. Joe 4 is to please both fans and reviewers, it must find a balance between action and narrative. While it is unknown who the Joes will face in G.I. Joe 4, there are a few options. According to one rumor, the film will feature a new adversary organization known as the Coil. The Coil is a group of former Cobra agents who were dissatisfied with Cobra's path and have chosen to go it alone. This could make for an intriguing dynamic in the film, as the Joes would be battling past enemies who are now even more dangerous. Another option is that the film will concentrate on an international danger, as opposed to earlier films which focused on domestic threats. The G.I. Joe franchise has a rich history of international villains, from the Red Shadows to the October Guard. Introducing a new international villain could help expand the franchise's scope and provide some new and interesting challenges for the Joes. While there have been no formal cast confirmations, there are a few characters that fans are expecting to see in G.I. Joe 4. Lady J is one character that many admirers are expecting to see.
Let me see.
Don't touch.
Girls with guns.
Lady J is an experienced covert agent who has been with the series since the 1980s. She is well known for her skill in disguise and espionage and would be an asset to the squad. Tomax and Zamot are two other characters who followers are expecting to see. In the comics, Tomax and Xamot are identical siblings who serve as the commanders of the Coil. They are famous for their telepathic connection, which enables them to converse even when they are not in the same location. Introducing these characters could provide an interesting dynamic for the movie, as the Joes would be facing off against a unified army that can communicate instantly and effectively. Given the popularity of other film parallels such as the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Fast and Furious franchise, some fans are looking for crossovers with G.I. Joe 4. One widely held belief is that the film will feature a merger with the Transformers series. Hasbro produces both the Transformers and G.I. Joe franchises, which have a long past together. The addition of the Transformers to the G.I. Joe brand could serve to extend the franchise and provide some exciting new possibilities for action and spectacle. One potential plot for G.I. Joe 4 is an adaptation of the comic book tale Snake Hunt. In this tale, Cobra Commander is kidnapped by a new villain called Serpenter, who then proclaims himself Cobra's new commander. The Joes must sprint against the clock to locate and liberate Cobra Commander before Serpenter consolidates his power and launches a massive assault on the United States. This plotline has a potential to introduce new antagonists such as Serpenter, while also creating a new dynamic for the Cobra organization. Another option for G.I. Joe 4 is that it will carry on the plots begun in the upcoming Snake Eyes film. Snake Eyes, the famous G.I. Joe figure, is introduced in this film. If this film is a hit, it could lay a solid foundation for the character and launch a new franchise within the G.I. Joe world. This would enable G.I. Joe 4 to experiment with new characters and plots while remaining faithful to the original franchise. G.I. Joe 4 has the ability to be a thrilling new installment in the series. There's plenty to get enthusiastic about, with rumors of new antagonists, returning characters, and potential crossovers with other series. The film could also tackle new storylines and ideas, such as the fallout from earlier films or the Snake Eyes storyline. Fans of the series will undoubtedly be excited to see the Joes back in action on the big screen, regardless of the film's path. Well, that's it for now. We bring an end to this video, but we'll come back with some new and interesting videos in the future. Till then, make sure that you like our video and do share your views and opinions with us in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel Dynatic Films to get updated with the latest news and reviews on all of your favorite TV shows and movies from us regularly, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to never miss an update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one. Until then, peace.